Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. Well, fall is almost here and it's time to get ready. So let's make a beautiful wreath. And guess what? You can buy all these supplies from the Wreath shop. So let's get started. Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. I am so excited to show you how to make this wreath today. I've got all sorts of ribbons and we are making a happy fall wreath. And I love the colors for this wreath. Now, here's the thing. All these supplies came from the Wreath shop, and there is a link in the description box below where you can purchase the kit for this, okay? And I'll list things separately too, in case you wanna, maybe you wanna use orange mesh instead of the brown or just a different color ribbon. But these are great products. I have been ordering from the Wreath shop for years, so I'm excited to show you how to do this. Now, this wreath, the creation of this wreath was originally by Lisa Kellum of Kellum Creations over on Facebook and on Etsy. So if you want to buy one of her wreaths, you can go over to Facebook or Etsy and check her out. Now, thank you, Lisa. Your wreath was beautiful. I hope I do you justice, okay? Her links to her shop and her Facebook page will be in the description box below. So let's get started. Okay, you're probably looking at this and say, Julie, you have two more signs here. Yes, I have two more signs. I want to talk about those two signs. We're going to use this happy fall sign today, but if you remember the last few weeks in July and the first week in August, I was moving, and my friends, Jennifer from Canvas Signs Designs and Amy from Amy and Art Designs, they did videos for me. So if you want to make and use this sign for your wreath, I'm going to add the just instructions. She taught you how to make this wreath, guys. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. It's one of my favorites, and both of them are. And then Jennifer made this with a really neat foil paint technique, and she shows you how to do this. I'm going to be using this foil paint technique soon on how to make wreath centers for your wreaths. She also had a little bow, but somehow it came off. But I think that this would be really pretty as well as a wreath attachment. So I'm going to link both of these in the description box below. Go watch these videos, go subscribe to their YouTube channels. They are amazing and talented crafters, and I think that you will really enjoy their content, okay? Okay, so we're gonna just start with, Julie, why do you have a bandage on your arm? Because Julie is clumsy, guys, okay? The first week in August, I had a bad fall in my house and I hurt my knee really bad. Thankfully, we don't need surgery, so I'm very thankful for that, and I'm healing. But I went to get a pan out of the oven the other day and I burnt myself right here. So I didn't want to kind of show that little scar and burn thing, but am I the only one? Are you guys clumsy too? Because I am clumsy. I just have always been. My dad used to call me a klutz when I was a kid because it was true. So we're not going to need these little rope, or the little rope, I should say. And because I'm not in my studio yet, that's not, it's been a little bit longer in coming and trying to get our studio up and going. There's one of two things that you can do here. You can there's little mounts that you can purchase like on Amazon. Again, I have some, but they're somewhere in the abyss of my supplies, so I'm kind of limited right now. Or we can take some pipe cleaners, and I'm gonna actually put a couple of them together like this just to make them longer, so that when we put this together, I just have enough. I'm gonna clip off what we don't need. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just literally gonna glue this. I'm gonna put some glue, and I'm gonna do 4 of these, okay? And put some glue on top. But we're gonna use what we have. Now, this is Gorilla Glue Sticks, and this is the SureBonder cordless glue gun. You guys know that if you wanna buy the products like the cutting mat, my favorite scissors, any of this stuff, go to the description box below, find my Amazon link, and go to the crafting must-haves list, and that's where all of these are. I just absolutely love them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to glue 4 of these on here, but if you have, let me see if I can find, if I have my stapler, and I can show you that option too. Guess what? I don't have my stapler, but I do have them in my Amazon storefront, and they're just a crafting stapler. I think this would probably be thick enough that you could do that, and I would just take wire or pipe cleaners or whatever you want to use, and I could staple into it, okay? But I use the Gorilla Glue Sticks, and I really like how they do keep things in place. I've never had an issue. If you live in a really, really hot place like Las Vegas or Arizona, you might have an issue, so I'm not really sure. But from my experience, it's always been a good one. So now that we've got this set, we're gonna put this to the side. Okay guys, we are gonna get started, and we're going to use a different frame than I usually use. I don't typically use these frames, but you know what? Change is good. And so we're gonna give this a try. I used to use these years ago, and somehow I just kind of got away from them. So we're gonna use one of these frames. I'm not sure. This is about 15 inches in diameter. It has your tinsel here. We're gonna take the blue color, and you're gonna just gather it, and you're gonna start it off on one of your tinsels here. So I'm just going to tie it off, all right? So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna use this cutting mat, and we're gonna measure from where it starts, and I'm gonna measure 10 inches, okay? And I'm gonna grab it and make a little poof and put it in the next tinsel and just tie it off, all right? So you're just gonna keep doing this simple step, 10 inches. I kind of need my mesh holder. Susie Brown sent me one, and I haven't been able to use it yet, Susie, and I need to get it open because I want to try it. Okay, but my life has just been a little crazy this summer. I mean, buying a house, moving, oh my goodness. So this is all you're going to do for this first step, all right? So I'm going to go all the way around till I reach back to here, and then I'll cut that piece off, and then I'll show you the next. Okay, so that's what the first step will look like, all right? So we're gonna take this and we're gonna put it aside. Julie's not using the wood burner. No, I am not. We're gonna do this a little different. If you wanna use a wood burner, you can. This will not be cut by a wood burner because it has a natural jute in it. This one you can cut with a wood burner. So you're gonna cut these in 20-inch pieces, okay? So let's just double them up. And again, if I had gotten my mesh holder out, I could have used it today, but I gotta find it. It's just been a crazy summer. All right, but I will be sharing that with you guys. I'm gonna put that in my Amazon store because she's got them on Amazon now. So cannot wait to give that a try. I'm a little slow to the game here, but we're gonna cut these at 20 inches. And I'm probably gonna just cut the whole thing, to be quite honest with you. Okay, it's really simple. Very, very simple. You're going to take whichever color you want to do first. Let's just take the blue. And you see how it's already rolling up? So make sure you roll it up a little bit, and then you're just going to do the ruffle technique, okay? It's that simple. That's all you're going to do. And we're going to put it in one of these tinsels. I wanted to say temple, but that wouldn't have been the right adjective, would it? Then take a brown, okay? You're just going to, let me kind of move these out of the way. Hold on. Okay, you take your beige and you're gonna just kind of curl them inside and then just gather, pick it up, and now I'm gonna put it over here. All right, that's all you're gonna do. So we're gonna start with the outer first, okay? Let's move this around. I'm kind of making a big mess here. But mesh loves to stick to itself. So it's just the nature of the beast here, you know? So you're just gonna curl it and come all the way in. But I'm excited about this wreath. I love the colors in this ribbon. The ribbon is what excites me about this wreath probably the most, because I just feel like this orange rust color has made such a comeback in just about everything that we are doing now. So when you do a blue, you're gonna do a beige. So we'll go all the way around, complete this step, and then we will add them to our top layer. To be honest, this gray background is just throwing it off for me. The other side was just so kind of scratched up that I figured we'll just do the gray, but next week we'll get back to the gray, the dark gray. A little fun fact. All right, so we did the outside, so it's already looking really nice, okay? So now we're going to actually put curls where we did our poofs at, in between the poofs. So take a piece, and it doesn't matter, you can decide whether you want the beige or the blue, but you're just going to roll it together and do your curl, and then just put it right down in there and use that tinsel, okay? And just twist it, all right? And then that's what's gonna make our wreath really full. So don't know if I like that one. I might do that one over again. Let's do that one over. I think I can make that better. So I just like to say it's not going to be perfect, but it can be beautiful. All right, so there. I think that's a little bit better. There you go, Julie. All right, so go to the next one here. I'm going to grab a blue mesh. This is pretty curly, but you're going to keep doing the same process and just put it on top until you're done, and then we'll come back and we'll work on our ribbon. Okay, so here is the finished product as is, okay? So that's really, the colors are really pretty, but you know what? I have 6 more pieces of this mesh, so why not add them in? I'm just gonna go for it. The problem is I don't have any of these color pipe cleaners. I only have the white, but I really don't think it's gonna matter a whole lot because we're gonna hide this. So what you're gonna do is, since I have 6 of these, I'm going to you're just gonna make your ruffle, okay? Remember, we cut these at 20 inches each, okay? I'm gonna take my pipe cleaner and I'm just gonna wrap it around like so. I like to like push it up. And then we are gonna go on that. There's a middle bar on your wreath frame. Can you see that? And we're just gonna go through here and I'm just gonna keep adding them. I'm gonna go add a blue one, and then the next one I'm gonna do over here, it's gonna be the brown one. And you're just gonna kind of add it on that middle frame, okay? So let's add a brown one, and then that way it just makes our wreath just a little bit fuller. And you know, you might as well use the mesh, you know, instead of throwing it away or trying to save it for another project. So again, 1, 2, 3, we're just going to take it on that third or that second one bar. Oops, I just hit the table. And I'm just going to wrap it behind. Okay, so this is a beautiful start to a wreath. So let's start with the ribbon next. So let's see how big this wreath is gonna be. You're looking at about a 25 to 26 inches in diameter. This is a poofy wreath, okay? This is probably more poofier than I normally do, but I think it's gonna be really pretty. So let's put this to the side and let's work on our ribbon. Now, here's the thing with this, okay? So when Sarah sent me this, I had ordered this ribbon and I was supposed to get like a solid blue or a polka dot. So the kit will not have this ribbon. It might be a different ribbon, but I will leave the links for each of the different ribbons that I've used here today and everything if you want to kind of customize it. And so instead of buying just the kit, you could customize it and say, you know what, I already have that brown mesh. I only need the blue, so that sort of thing. So we'll leave all the links for you, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut all of your ribbons in 13-inch strips, okay? Now, there's a lot of people who have like measuring things. Lisa was talking about in the Facebook Live she did that Hot Mesh Mom, I think it's hotmeshmom.com, sells a, you know, the ribbon measurer. I don't have those, but that's all right. You don't have to have them, but if you like to do this, you might want to check them out. So we're going to do 13. So what I like to do is I tend to make a template and then I just go off of that one. And then I just keep cutting. So basically we're going to cut, I want to say we're going to cut about 18 because I think we have 18 total like little ties. So, but I'm going to use only 2 ribbons per section. So really you need 9 of each. So cut 9 of each of these ribbons. So we've got 4 ribbons, okay? They're so pretty. I love these colors. This pumpkin, oh my goodness, I'm in love with him. So cut each of these at 13 inches and you want 9, okay? So once you have your 9, you're gonna put it aside, cut the next one at 13 inches and cut 9 of those. So cut them and come right back. Okay, so I have all of my ribbons over here. As you can see, I've already dovetailed them. If you've never seen what dovetailing is, I'm just going to take and I'm going to fold it over and then I'm going to cut out a little divot in my ribbon, and that's what dovetailing is. So I usually will put several pieces of ribbon together and do this. I'll even do more than this because these scissors, which are in my Amazon shop, are amazing. As you can see, they're well loved and they're awesome. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna put it out there. If you don't have a pair of these scissors, I will have them linked below. I think they're $13, and I love them, and you guys are the ones that told me about them. So they are a definite must-have. So, did you know that I have an email list? Make sure you get on it. Did you know, when we're talking here, I am a online business coach, social media coach, whatever you want to call it. If you make anything, if you have an online business and you're struggling with social media, you need to join Julie's Biz Boutique. I will have the wait list in the description box below. But when that opens, because guys, Julie's Biz Boutique is not open all year long. It's only open at certain times of the year, and that's when you'll be able to get in. If you need to know how Facebook works, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, Etsy, all the things, how to build a following, how to get customers to your product, you need to join Julie's Biz Boutique, okay? So let's put the rest of the ribbon on now. So basically we're gonna start with these zip ties or these tinsel ties or whatever you want to call them, and you're just going to pick. So I'm going to pick a blue and a plaid, and I'm going to just get them in the middle. I'm going to, what do you call it? I'm going to gather them in the middle, and I'm going to put one down. So if I put one there, okay, I'm going to kind of just like push it down a little bit more. All right, so the one on top here, the one that's probably closest, I'm going to do the other version, and then we can really kind of have fun with them and you really have fun, okay? Whatever ribbon you love the most, you can use, but we're gonna use these 4 ribbons here. All right, this is a poofy wreath, let me tell you, that's okay. All right, and so like I'm gonna do, let's do another blue, a blue pumpkin, and let's do this. Go all the way around until you have no more of these to do, and we'll be ready to start our bow. Alrighty, so let's get started on the bow portion. Now, we're gonna do 2 bows. The first one, we're gonna use this Pro Bow the Hand. It's the 4-in-1. I love this product. Again, you can get these on Amazon. I always have the links in the description box below. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a cut of this beige mesh. And because we have excess of this, and Lisa did this, and I thought this is such a good idea. So we're gonna do just the same thing as a curl, just like we did on the wreath itself. But I cut this at 24 inches, all right? And then we're gonna just kind of put it in there, all right? So this is gonna kind of help make our bow a little bit fuller. So we're gonna have that. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pick our kind of rusty orange color here, and I'm gonna put it on the little peg here. And so basically I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna go with about that much, about 12 inches for the tail, okay? And I'm gonna just put it in there. That's all you do, all right? And you know what? I forgot a step. Let me grab my wire. Hold on. Before you get to this step, this is what I would do. I would put it underneath, and Regina, my lovely Regina, the inventor of the Pro Bow, she'd be upset with me because I'm using wire that's way too thick. You want to use the 22 gauge. This is the 26. Don't use the 20, or is it the 26? The higher the number, the smaller the wire. Okay, the 26 is what you want. This is 22. I know, I'm confusing, but that's okay. So basically we're gonna do about a 7-inch loop. So you go and put your finger there. And when you come here, you're just gonna gather it and put it down. Now, because this is kind of got a back and a front, I'm going to twist it before I put it in, okay? All right, and now we're gonna go to the other side, find that 7-inch. And again, I'm gonna twist it and put it down. So we're gonna do this 2 times, all right? So once you have that one loop, you can just kind of measure it to what you have, gather it together. If you don't have one of these for Christmas time, it makes life so much easier, let me tell you. It really, really does. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one down. I think I need to make that one a little bit smaller. I'm gonna look here, all right? And then I'm gonna cut this tail off. Make the tails as long as short as you want, okay? It doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we're gonna get out the pumpkins. And in order to make this where the pumpkins are going the right way, I'm gonna cut it first, all right? So we need a tail about the size, so that's about right. And then I need to measure it, and then I'm gonna cut it right here because nobody's gonna see this underneath here, and I want my pumpkins to be going the right direction, all right? So I'm just gonna gather that, and I'm gonna put it right there. That's it. So easy. So how are we gonna do it this side? All right, I'm gonna figure out how much I want for my tail, which is this, okay? I'm gonna measure that 7 inches. Wait a minute, 7 inches, okay. That's about there, okay? And I'm gonna cut that one too, right underneath. All right, see that? So you've got one longer than the other. I'm just gonna gather that and just place her down right there. And if that looks, that looks a little longer, I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter here, okay? Because I want my pumpkins to be the right direction, all right? And I can cut this too at the end if I need to. And I'm gonna keep it under there. Okay, so what's the next thing? Again, using a bow maker like this makes your job easier, okay? It just does. I'm gonna grab this really pretty plaid. I'm gonna put it on here. Again, we're gonna measure our tail, and then we're going to do at least 2 loops of this. Come back to the middle. You're gonna gather and you're gonna twist, okay? Before you put it down. At least that's what I do, okay? You can do it the way you want, all right? So we're gonna put 2 here. We're done with that, so I'm gonna cut our tail, and let's grab the blue. Again, in the kit, it's gonna be a different ribbon, but again, we didn't have the right one. So that's okay, we're gonna make it work, all right? So again, I'm gonna make a tail. I'm going to put it down there, and we're gonna do 1 loop on each side here, and then we're gonna do like a little button loop in the middle. And then we just want a little button in the middle here, okay? So I need to twist this again, and I'm just going to do about that much, all right? So that's our little button. So I'm gonna find my wire here. Let's cut this off actually. Let's find the wire. Okay, again, use the 26 gauge, not the 22. I'm gonna bring it in between here, and I'm gonna bring it down and tighten it really good. And then I'm gonna pop this off of my board here. I'm going to bring those wires to the back. All right, and then I'm going to, again, I'm gonna press it down some more and just twist it, all right? You might need to add more wire to this to put this on the frame. It's really kind of up to you and what's easiest for your hands. So let's just kind of fluff this little bow out here. Okay, so this is the part of the video where things get a little hard to see because this is a big wreath. So you're gonna take your bow here. I added some pipe cleaners on the back just because I had, my wire was just a little short. So I'm literally just gonna go down to that second ring of your wreath frame, and I'm gonna attach it right there, okay? So I may not have needed this. I probably didn't need the extra pipe cleaners, but hey, I wanted to be sure. And yeah, as I'm wrapping this, I really didn't need it. So I'm just gonna actually pull those off, and you're just gonna play with it. And really, once I get this on my door and really kind of see how I wanna do it with the ribbons, that's really the perfect test. And you know what I'll do is at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you a picture of it on my door. And then that way I can kind of show you it with it all fluffed out, because it's just hard to see right here. So we've got this ribbon here. So let's add our sign really quick, and then we're gonna make one more bow, okay? Okay, it's really important that you click the record button, because I just didn't do that. So I'm not sure how much you saw, but we're halfway done with this sign. We're gonna put it at an angle. I'm gonna show you at the end of this video what this looks like on my front door, because we just kind of, our camera angle gets a little, you know, everything's out of the picture. So basically you're gonna take your pipe cleaners and you're gonna go through and find a spot to anchor it to your wreath form, okay? It's pretty much that simple. And then you're gonna twist it pretty good, and then you're going to just tie it. Now, okay, so I was gonna show you how to do it by hand, but if I'm already showing you how to use this, might as well show you how to do it on the, you know, this for the little bow. So basically we're just gonna do 2 loops of each side here. And we're only, instead of going to the 7-inch, we're gonna go to the 5-inch. So we wanna put our ribbon spool there. I want to have about 9 inches there for our tail. And then I'm going to twist it, put it in my holder here. Okay, and then I'm gonna find 5, let's say 5.5. Put your finger between the 5 and the 6. I'm gonna come back to the middle here, gather it, and then I twist it and put it in the holder. Do that again, do between the 5 and the 6, gather it, twist it, and put it in the holder. And again, let's do this one more time. At this point, you can kind of use the ribbon that's already there as your little mark. So again, I want to make sure that our pumpkins, I couldn't think of, what is this called? It's a pumpkin, Julie, are going the same direction. So we're going to do the same thing, guys. We're going to find out our length here. I'm going to gather it. All right. Actually, I'm going to twist it. And then I'm going to bring it back. Okay. All right. And I'm going to cut that. You could actually do it this way too. Let me show you another way. Okay, before we go to the next step, again, I forgot to do this. Simply put your wire in between before you do it, okay? It just saves time, guys. It just saves time. All right, so now we need to do it. Let's see, we don't want it to go that way. We need to cut, let's see, that much. And then you need to cut that much. All right, so I'm gonna figure out how much ribbon you're gonna need, okay? Because now we want it to go this way, all right? So instead of doing the tail first, I'm just going to, see, is that about the same? Yep. I'm just going to now put it down in there, okay? Let's do this again. I'm gonna say, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna put it and cut it. Again, that ribbon's gonna, or that wire is gonna hold all of this. All right, does that look about right? Yep. Going to put it there. And do another one again. I know I'm being so scientific here, but that's how you get the ribbon to be going the right direction, and then that way you don't have upside down pumpkins, and it just looks nicer. You don't have to do this step if you don't want. If it doesn't bother you, don't worry about it, okay? But since I did it on the other bow, might as well do it here, all right? So there we go, that's done. So let's take our plaid here. Again, I'm gonna take this and gather and put it there. Again, you're gonna wanna twist, and we're gonna just do, I'm gonna do a little bit smaller than the big ribbons, just because I want to. And do the same thing. We need 2 loops. Grab your blue, and you're going to repeat the same step. So I'm gonna repeat it and then come right back. Okay, so we have all of our ribbon put on. All right, we don't need that. I'm gonna grab my wire again. You wanna use the 26 gauge, all right? I'm going to bring it and cross it. And then I'm gonna pull down on that so that we can get as much wire down there as possible. Okay, I'm gonna just bring it up. Again, if you want to do this by hand, the link to my bow making video will be in the description box. You're going to want to make the bow tie, or the zip tie bow. I'm sorry, not the bow tie, the zip tie bow, okay? And it's really easy to do. You're going to be using zip ties, all right? So I'm going to just even pull this even more, actually. I'm going to pull it back to the back. And now you're just going to fluff your bow, and then we're just going to put it on this wreath. It's that simple. You're going to take your tails and you're going to dovetail these just like you did the other pieces of ribbon. Okay guys, we're back, and yes, I realize you can't really see it, but again, I'm going to show you this in a moment, so don't go anywhere, okay? and I'm going to tell you the secret phrase I want you to write in the comments. So let me know you watched the whole tutorial. So I do want to tell you, I did change this bow. It was over here. I moved it over here so it was at more at the angle, because I want to put this one up at this angle. So I'm going to just take the smaller bow here. Again, this is optional. So if you don't want to do this, don't feel like you have to do it, okay? And you're just going to anchor it down here. So I'm going to anchor it down here, and then I'm going to show you the finished product here in a moment, okay? Put it on your wreath and watch for the next clip. So happy with how this turned out. It turned out beautifully. I did trim some of the ribbons, but hey, make it your own. You can get all the supplies at the Wreath shop. The links will be in the description box below. And make sure to check out my friends' videos that they shared with us here on Julie's Wreath Boutique earlier in the summer to make your own signs as well. So make sure to show up next Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And listen, if you made it this far, say happy fall in the comments.